Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Yo, what's up? My name's Osagie.
And my name is Krys, and this is Prophetic Foolishness.
Hey, man. Shout out to Jacob Jones.
Shout out to Trey J.
Hey, man. If y'all know, big part of the team here, big part of the Prophetic Foolishness family is our boy Jacob, who is screen right. Y'all can't see him.
You can't see him, but you can feel him in the room.
You know what I'm saying? Jacob, if you want to come, show your face. Show your face. Okay, you don't want to show your face.
He don't want to show his face on the camera.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't prepared to be on camera today, but Jacob's a huge part of the team. Welcome back, though. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back to the Prophetic Foolishness fam.
Say that. Man, if this is your first time joining us, we say welcome to the family. You know what I'm saying? This is a place where, Prophetic Foolishness, like we're always welcoming new people. We have people on, we definitely want to talk about topics. We're going to have great, delicious dishes of
discussion.
Simply, bro. Every single time we keep our ears to the streets to give you guys the content that you want.
Yeah. Here at Prophetic Foolishness, we talk about uncommon topics that might engage with the common person.
Yep.
And give them a space to challenge societal norms.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And man, if you've been tuning in, this is season 3. We are here to continuously give you guys what you guys been asking for. This season is our hottest season so far.
It's gonna be our hottest. Hot,
bro. Like
with an HAWT.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
But man, we in this thing. Like me and Krys, I feel like wine, we're getting better with time. Would you say?
Yeah, we are. Like a good wine.
Yes, sir. Like you know what I'm saying. Krys was in my wedding. You know what I'm
we
saying?
was.
Like we've been doing life together for some time.
A couple years now.
A couple years. That's kind of crazy.
Hey, we got some time in the game.
We got some time in the game. The podcast, we hit our year anniversary.
Yeah, our year anniversary.
Wow.
Whoa, we ain't even celebrate that, bro.
Wow. We're trash.
We are so bad.
Jacob, why didn't you tell us?
Dang. Our year anniversary.
So listen, this has been 1 year of Prophetic Foolishness.
Yeah.
When we've been rocking and bopping.
Yep.
Dibbling and dabbling.
Dabbling.
Dishing and dashing. Delicious dishes
hooping
of discussion.
and scooping.
Hooping and scooping.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Simply, we've been giving you guys content for a year. So 1 year's created about 3 seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we would do more, but we got a full-time job.
I got a full-time job and a half.
Exactly. And a half.
Yeah.
Come on.
Half,
And a side hustle.
Yeah, a side
this
hustle.
podcast is like number 3.
It's a side hustle number 3,
Man, we doing this thing. So, man, if you've been with us from the jump, we say you are an OG. I don't know for you, those don't know what an OG, you an original gangster. Like you've been rocking with us from the jump. Now, if you've come along a long way, maybe was it like December, January, wherever you came along. Yeah. You still, you still been within the first
with
year.
Us for a while.
So we appreciate you. Yeah. We appreciate that because this podcast gonna keep going. So, if you are, one of the first year people, you still an inaugural member.
An inaugural member.
Almost like a president.
We might send out something special for our year-long listeners. We've been in here for a year. That's crazy.
1 year, man.
1 year.
So, man,
make sure you catch up on the episodes from the past year.
You can't be left behind.
Don't be left behind. You got to catch up on the conversation.
I think the beauty of it is those of you who've been rocking with us from the jump is you will see the progression in the podcast as we've evolved. I mean, even in a year, like we've grown as people. We've grown as men. I started off this podcast. I think I maybe had just got engaged.
I think he had just gotten engaged.
And I'm now a married man going on close to a year of marriage.
Yeah.
So much is changing, and like we want you guys to be with us as we are constantly evolving and changing, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Maybe we might come back to one of the topics that we maybe had,
in year 1.
Yeah,
we
and
should.
Change. Like I will say, from the washcloths and bar soap
episode,
I had my perspective got changed on bar soap. It's not as impoverished as I thought, bro.
Hey, Osagie literally told me I was living in poverty. I was like, bro, I love a bar soap.
Yeah, man.
I still love a bar soap.
Exactly. Or the tall guy or tall women, short guys. We have
or even women asking men on dates.
Oh.
Hey, I know this has changed some of y'all's lives.
Come on, I know some people was getting married.
I'm waiting to get invited to the wedding. Make me an usher.
Come on.
I'll sing a song, whatever it gotta be. Osagie will officiate.
Come on, bro. Like
a wedding by the Prophetic Foolishness fam.
You got to give us our props. Yeah. If you got married due to a podcast episode where the girl, felt encouraged to ask a dude out from like season 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And you did it, and now y'all getting married. If you don't invite me and Krys to the wedding, you wrong for that.
You
like,
wrong for that. I want to be there.
I need to be there.
I want to cut the cake.
Come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Put us in the picture. I'm gonna stand up there with you. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
So, man, like I said, bro, like, rock with our episodes. Like, make sure you catch up. If you're new to this, like, you got so much content. We're in the middle of of a pandemic. You got so much content to catch up on.
Yeah, there's 2 seasons. You can binge them.
Bro,
you can take a drive. Just listen. Hang out with us. You know.
Come on, man. So, with all that being said, we got content for days, but this episode. We gonna go in.
This one today, boy, I tell you.
What? Man,
hey,
let me
this
see.
is hot.
Hot.
The press.
Hot like chicken grease. You know what I'm saying?
Super hot fire.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna intro what we talking about today. I'm gonna intro today's delicious dish of discussion. So, Christopher.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
We are talking about. Let me paint the picture.
Okay.
You know, I gotta give the people the story.
Give them a story. Give them a story.
So, up until about the 1960s, interracial marriages, and I might be wrong on the actual logistics of it all, were illegal in the United States of America.
In a lot of parts.
A lot of parts, you know what I'm saying? Especially us living in the South.
In the South.
The South, which was the deep South, you know what I'm saying? It was not only illegal, but it was highly frowned upon, amen?
Yep.
Praise God for progress, though. Okay?
Progression. Moving forward
in the I think it was called the Loving case or like the Love case.
Yeah, Loving versus the state of Virginia.
Yeah, come on, give it to us, my brother. Hey, Krys gonna have the stats. My boy gonna have the stats.
Yeah.
Okay. It was deemed legal for interracial marriages. You know, it was no longer illegal. You know, and that might seem crazy to you guys. You know that there were, it was illegal to be interracially married, but we live in a society, that is very, white supremacy as a whole. You know? So, but so all that to say all that. Now in today's day and age, we see a lot of interracial marriages.
Yeah, they're on the rise.
They're on the rise.
Yeah.
Most specifically, I think the one that gets highlighted the most would be black men and white women.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hey.
Now myself, I am Osagie.
Yeah.
I am married to a white woman.
No. Now
to some of you, this might be a surprise.
Yeah.
My brother Christopher here,
on
the contrary, is a black man.
I am a black man.
And he's also married to a white woman.
Ain't really on the contrary though.
Ain't no contrary to it. So in this arena, you get exposed to a lot of conversations about this topic.
Yes. About today's topic. Yeah.
Which is black men marrying white women an issue?
Yes.
So some people might jump to be like, what? Of course it's an issue. We don't need those black men marrying our white women.
Yeah. Hey, we've heard that one.
We've heard that one. And also, you can hear why all the good black men with a white woman.
Yeah.
Where all the good brothers? All they want is white women.
Good brothers. Why they not marrying the black sisters?
Why they not marrying the black sisters?
It's two sides.
It's two sides to it.
But we gonna talk about it.
We go talk about it
because the people want to hear it, and it's too. Hey, we get this all the time.
All the time, and honestly,
this season gonna be hot.
This is gonna be hot, man. Yeah. But these are conversations. The cool thing about this is, me and Krys get exposed to these conversations being not only black men, but we get exposed to both sides being black men married to white women. Yeah, honestly,
for sure.
And in that arena, you get so many different conversations, so many different things. And so just to start off, I will give you my experience, right?
Okay, all right.
I know that although we are in 2020, it's probably not a surprise to a lot of you. It's like being married to a white woman has so much. Being married to my wife specifically has so much joy to it. You know, like Danielle's my queen. She's been rocking with me since I was broke and in college, and now I'm still broke. Just not people say I ain't broke no more. I got a little change. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't broke no more.
Yeah, you ain't broke. You can have more than PB&J.
Exactly. Boys ain't eating PB&J. I can go to Jack in the Box. Yeah. But simply, it's been a joy, being married to my queen, Danielle. But in that, there have been hurdles that me and Danielle have had to jump through because we are a black man, white woman relationship that a lot of people don't have to.
For sure.
And I think there's a lot of things that I didn't even realize that I would jump through as that. And so I think as a perspective overall, although it is beautiful, the marriage as a whole is beautiful, there are hardships that come due to the society we live in, being a black man and a white woman. And it's as simple as that. I do think, particularly, and Krys, you can speak to this.
Yeah.
Living in Austin versus, so me and my wife went to Texas A&M University.
Okay.
Which is a very, very white town. It's in College Station, Texas. It's a very, very white town.
PWI of PWIs.
Yes, it's very, very white.
For y'all that might not know,
educate these people, Krys.
A PWI is what we refer to as a predominantly white institution.
Mm-hmm.
So you typically either go to like a PWI or an HBCU, which from the black perspective.
What's the HBCU? A historical black college?
Sorry. Yeah, let me explain that too. Yeah.
You got to give them both sides.
Yeah, the HBCU is a historically black college and or university.
Yeah, simply. Yeah. So in that, we were at Texas A&M, and we were I was used to getting looks, hearing comments. I vividly remember us going to Texas Roadhouse one time, literally being stared at the entire time.
While y'all was eating your food?
While we were eating food.
They wasn't just looking at your plates.
Nah,
sure.
We didn't order nothing special. We was getting full off the rolls like everybody else.
Yeah.
But we were so used to just getting looks. Now, I will say that is why for me and my wife, it is very important for us to be in a diverse place society so that we no longer feel like we are being stared at, you know what I'm saying? And being in Austin, Texas now, which is pretty diverse for Texas as a whole. For Texas.
What? With Houston and Dallas out
so
there?
I will say in Houston, I lived in the burbs.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Houston is very diverse, but like where I grew up, you were in the burbs, pretty white.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Dallas has a lot of burbs, pretty white. But in the city, I live in the city of Austin. And my circles are very diverse.
The circles we run in are diverse.
Very diverse.
For sure,
now, that might not be everyone's experience. So that's been my experience. So I would say it's definitely being married as a whole is a joy. Yeah. But I don't think a lot of people consider or realize when you're stepping into an interracial relationship, you will go through hurdles and hardships that a lot of people aren't prepared for. Yeah. What would you say about that, Krys?
Man, so I'm thinking, I'm framing it in my head, right? Like how we kind of opened it up, right? I'm thinking, what is it? Is there an issue with a black man marrying a white woman in the white environment? So I'm gonna tackle that first. You know? So from the white environment, like you're saying, like you do get a lot of stares. Something that happens commonly, I would even say is like, this is kind of funny, but like if I'm somewhere and I'm talking to like a white person or something like that, and let's say we're in a group of people, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm here with my wife, yada yada yada, and it's just really interesting to see when I'm trying to point out who my wife is. They'll point to every black female in the room, but not my wife. And it's just no knock to them.
It's just the assumption.
We just assume that everybody marries somebody who looks like them. And so, I mean, I've seen that happen where like we might be walking somewhere and we're not like super physically touchy or nothing like that. That's not our love language, but like, you can definitely tell that we're together and you still get some stares here and there in a white environment. But then let me think about the black environment too, right? Like we'll get some stares too. Like I think like the biggest one is from like older people in the black environment or sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but we might get stares from like younger black women as well. And I've seen it happen where it's like, sometimes that I'm watching, because we'll get into this later, but I feel like this conversation in the black environment really is between black men
and black
women, because a lot of times there's different caricatures for black men who marry white women, like they belittle black women, think less of them. They think black women are unattractive, or there's just all these different stereotypes that go along with black men marrying white women, and that sometimes I think comes out in some of those little interactions when in a black environment.
So I'm gonna go deep on this one, bro, because I had a conversation with my sister, who is a black woman, as no surprise. But man, being a black woman in the society that we live in is very, very hard. I want to acknowledge that and say that up front. It is very, very hard. As black men, at least the thing that we have is male privilege to certain degrees, to a certain degree. But black women being women who have been like, we live in a society that have oppressed women and black people, so it's like a double whammy. Yeah. And so there is this deep frustration in black women. I don't want to speak for them, but I can like voice from what I had a conversation with my sister is that like there's a society. Think of the beauty standards. Think of the lead models. Think of whatnot. It leads to white, like, think about makeup. It's so easy for white women to find makeup. Black women can't find. It's just now, like, they're finding, like, Rihanna came out with a line, but, like, before that, there wasn't makeup for black women. So the beauty standard that we are fed in, like, society that we live in is, like, it might lean towards white women. And who get the short end of the stick? Black women.
Yeah, I mean, not even with that. Like, black women have gotten the short end of the stick of so many things. Like, it's almost like our season 3 preview, like how we're kind of layering, talking about all the ways that black people have been oppressed. Like black women have been the most oppressed of black people
for sure,
historically.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so in that arena, there's a lot of hurt and pain in being like, man, I feel like if our society saw black women in the beauty equally to their counterparts, that our goal, like I know I feel so encouraged when I see other races valuing black women. Yeah. So when there's a Latino dude who marries a black woman, an Asian dude, or a white dude who marries a black woman, I'm like, man, he has found value in black women's beauty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't like maybe ascribed to like the societal thing. And so I can understand at points where black women are frustrated to black men because they're looking to black men to being like at times like, hey, like value us, or like like, you know what I'm saying? And the number of I'll speak more specifically to educated black women to black men. Black women are super, like they bend like I think 2 times more, whatever the case may be. Like that might be inaccurate, but it's more than educated black men. So like there's a discrepancy. So like that pool that they desire of black men, when they see it being taken away by whether that be white women, Latino men, Asian women, whoever that aren't black women, they feel frustrated, like another good one gone.
And like they are rightfully frustrated because like all the majority of the images that we have seen in dominant culture or in pop culture or in sports culture is that whenever a black man, quote unquote, is successful in some type of way, shape, or form, they typically they tote a white woman on it, but until Barack, Barack and Bashar, shout out to the O. But a lot of times you'll see like these athletes that have like white wives, or you'll see black politicians or black celebrities a lot of times. Not to denounce that there are ones that have black wives and strong black marriages. I mean, there's a ton out there. Barack, Denzel, like the list can go on. But you do see that a lot in the media. And so I can understand why black women might look at myself and yourself and say like, oh man, another brother like sold out.
For real. Yeah. And I can even attest to that. Like for myself, it's an insecurity. I'll be vulnerable. It's an insecurity at times where I feel like I have to prove my blackness, which is a very foolish thing because you are holistically black because you're holistically black. If you're black, you're black. You don't have to prove it. Whether you like anime or you like Martin, you're still fully black. Yeah. But I feel like I have to prove my blackness at times because I feel like people have the caricature of me being less black because I married a white woman, which is very false. But like I can understand the pain and frustration sometimes in black women. But to the other side of the spectrum, there are white people who get very, very angry and frustrated that us as black men marry white women. Yeah.
For the same reason. Yeah. That they're upset that like, hey, like this black guy is coming in and is marrying we can talk about this for a second, but is marrying my or my white sister or marrying my white daughter.
Ooh.
I think that, like how the conversations between black men and black women, the conversation in the white environment is, why are you trying to marry my white daughter?
And you know, the funny thing is, this is what I've come to realize. People don't understand. I usually ask people as like a Richter scale. I'm like, man, how would your father feel? Like white women or whatever the case may be, white dudes. How would your parents feel if you married or dated someone who's black? And a lot of people like are very unreal, like don't realize how deeply rooted that they like want their white
legacy
genealogy to like to stay on. They're like, oh no, they wouldn't care. But the reality is, a lot of their families are very against it.
Oh, for sure. What I'm saying?
And that's what you have to come to realize.
And that really sometimes is like the real litmus test. Is like, you know, you can say, you know, I'm older white man. You can say, you know, you're not racist.
Have the black football team over to your house.
You can have the whole football team over for a cookout. But then as soon as the black quarterback has
Betty Sue
wants white daughter,
hey,
everything y'all got to get out of here. And y'all might feel uncomfortable with me saying that. I only say that because I know it is 100% true. It has happened to me.
We have experienced.
I will tell y'all, and I'll be vulnerable here. Yeah. I have went on a mission trip.
Oh man!
With an older.
Hold on, pause it.
Oh my God!
A mission trip.
So
these are people who love the Lord.
They claim to love the Lord.
Yes, created all people in His image.
All people in His image.
Just making sure. Okay. Not one above the other.
Not one above the other.
I'm just clarifying for the people who don't know. Mission trip.
Trip. Trying to go and spread the gospel of Jesus, who they claim to know and love.
Where were you going to?
This is the kicker. Where were we going? We went on a mission trip to Uganda.
For those of you who don't know where Uganda is, it is in Africa with black people.
Black people.
Yes.
They are the absolute majority.
Yes.
This same older white gentleman was comfortable with going and being a white missionary to a black land, but he would not be comfortable if his white daughter dated a black man.
Wow.
He threatened to disown her because of it.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is that in the white environment, is there an issue with black men marrying white women? Heck yeah.
It's just equal parts.
It's there. Yeah. I mean, you might feel uncomfortable. You might not agree with it. Yeah. I'm telling you from my experience. Osai can tell you from his experience, that is 100% there. And I will say from my perspective there, that was so disorienting for me to hear and have those conversations. Yeah. And me and this girl, like it was barely nothing. Yeah. We just having the conversation, right? But even just that somebody would be so willing to reject somebody based on their race, and outside of everything else, when in the conversation of marriage and stuff like that, it was wild. Yeah, and it was wild.
And to say that, like, the funny thing is that experience happened to you, similar happened to me. This is a reality, especially in the church, that there were in high school, like, and I was like a youth leader. Like, I was leading in our youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't perfect. I still am not perfect, but I was like, you know, trying to follow Jesus, you know, more than the next dude, if that makes sense. And there were multiple times where I was told by families that, hey, you cannot date my daughter because of the color of your skin. Yeah. Simple. Like, point blank. Yeah. And so, like, all that to say, even now being married to a white woman, I think that brings a lot of scars towards myself and a lot of pain towards myself. That is also, you know, supported by the society that like we've lived in and experienced and things and stuff like that. But it's just like, man, these are like realities that interracial marriages step into. Like, I know a lot of times, and I'm gonna go here, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people, a lot of women now, I think there's this like fetish and obsession of like mixed kids.
Oh yeah.
And it's somewhat like frustrating at times because people fetish this mixed little, you know, like half black, half white kid so they can post them on Instagram. Oof. But white women don't step into the place of like, do you know that you will have to raise a black son? Yeah. Like, although he is half white, half black, society will see him as black. And very soon after year 7, people aren't going to view him as a cute little baby.
Nah,
so are you
he's
prepared?
Gonna be a threat.
Are you prepared to step into that place?
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't, so they do their black sons a disservice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's this almost, I want to say that and call that out in the this like almost like fetishing of like black men, black like babies. It's like, look, like there are white women who are trying to fetish black men, like black babies and black men, but aren't prepared to like actually love their black children holistically in the way they need to, you know? And that can be frustrating as a black man a black man with a white wife in a relationship, because that can be painted on us, you know, or like that image might be thrown on us as well, when it's like, because there are people who are like just misusing, you know, or like abusing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, I mean, with all this, we've kind of talked about some of the issues of the issue of a black man marrying a white woman in the white environment. Touched on a few of a black man marrying a white woman, the issues with it in the black environment. And so, you know, I've had some of these conversations, and another question that people pose to me is then like, if there were all these issues with you from both sides marrying a white woman, why did you marry a white woman?
Man, that's a great question, bro.
Yeah. I can go first if you want.
Go.
Okay. Let me go in, you know. So I've gotten this question, and it's valid, right? Like there's been pushback from both sides. Older white men don't want their white daughters to marry a black man. My black sisters might give me some pushback, be like, hey, like marry a sister, like care for the black woman. Because the black woman been holding the black man down for a long time, forever. Which is historically facts. So both, you know, really good, interesting arguments and stuff like that. And I will say this. I did not marry my wife because she was white.
Come on, dog. Come on. Wait, I just let that marinate for a second.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
I did not marry my wife because she was white.
Man, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Go in on that.
And I think that sometimes people assume or have a subconscious thought or belief that, hey, maybe he married his wife because he wanted a white wife. And that is 100% foolish.
Come on, bro.
Like that is foolish. That's so far from what I remember clearly. Years ago, I was preparing myself for marriage as a single man. And I remember declaring to everybody who was around me, hey, I'm getting ready for marriage. I'm 70% there. You know, some time has passed. Hey, I'm about 80% there. I'm looking for a wife.
Preparing yourself.
I'm preparing myself. I'm like, hey, I'm getting to the stage where I desire marriage. I desire a spouse. I desire a long-term commitment. I desire to build a life with somebody. All of that.
Yeah.
At that time, when I was preparing for marriage, my wife intersected my life.
Come on, bro.
Hey, and she made praise God. And she made some moves to declare, hey, I want to get chose.
Straight up, she shot her shot. Just so we know, listen to the episode back in the day. But Krys's wife shot her shot at Krys, and she got chose.
Hey, she shot her shot, and she made it well known that, hey, like, I want you. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm 80% of the way there. If you ain't about this life, let me know, because I'm trying to get married. Yeah. And that's how that went.
Yeah, simple.
And it wasn't because she was white. Yeah. And I'll even go further to say this. Like, sometimes I think after having some of these conversations where people are discrediting you from the black side and the white side, it's like, man, it would have been easier if my wife was black.
Yeah, straight up.
But I didn't marry her because she was white or black. Yeah. I just married her because she was her.
Yeah, straight up, man. And you hit that on its head. I think the real thing is that through and through marriage, and this is the one thing I've learned in this, I know I'm not no expert, but I have 1 year, like close to a year under my belt. Marriage is hard, period.
Yeah, period.
With any person you marry, it is hard. Yeah. And you will go through hardships as a whole. The thing you can hold on to at the end of the day are characteristic qualities. Yeah. Like if you are having arguments, hardship, whatever the case may be, good times, characteristics will be the thing that holds you true. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Now, sometimes people think like sometimes race does make maybe some of those easier in commonalities. Yeah. But through and through, if you don't have characteristic qualities that you can hold on to in marriage, man, like you're going to have hardship. And so you look as a man for characteristic qualities in people. And when you find those, because I believe, and I know you believe, marriage is something that is forever. You know what I'm saying? Or until I die. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Until we die. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I was looking, same thing, for characteristics of someone, man, that I knew I could go the distance with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go the distance with you. The character qualities. And I found that in Danielle.
Yeah.
Now, my environment might have encouraged that. I found my wife when I was in college.
That's good context.
At Texas A&M
That's
University.
Good context. You were at a PWI. When you were looking, you were in that environment.
Yeah, straight up. And so that might have been the context. But all in all, man, like, there's no regret in it. There has been hardships, which comes with every marriage.
Yeah.
Now, our hardships might look different in the sense that it might sometimes deal with race and other people's deals with other things. But, man, like, I would say, to answer the question, there is no issue.
Yeah.
I think if you have an issue, you might be clinging too hard and finding your identity too much in your race more than being like finding value in like overall like this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this person? Like, value this person holistically as them. And like, that's my challenge to white people and black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? To the white people, like, look at the man, the person, like, beyond their skin tone and like their characteristic qualities and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. White dudes or I'm gonna say white dudes specifically, like, look at the black woman for who she is, her qualities, and you will see the beauty in them. You know what I'm saying? Not just look for maybe what like is very superficial and not lasting. I mean, as a whole, America, we have a 51% divorce rate. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, there's a lot of things we're not doing right. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if we start looking for these things, we might see an uptick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so,
man, I mean, I can go in on this. Like, so we didn't choose our wives because they were white, right?
Straight up.
So then, think about this. So, can you really be pro-black? Can you be a supporter of black empowerment? Can you be an empowering the black race as a whole that's been under oppression for so long?
Yeah.
If you are pro-black, then why didn't you marry a black woman?
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a question I get.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're asking the hard questions is because I find more of my identity, like God has blessed me and made me a black man.
Yeah.
But above all else, I find my identity in being a child of God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's first and foremost.
That's
you know
good.
what I'm saying?
That's good.
And so because of that, I'm looking for another child of God who we can run together as children of God and raise our family under the covering of God. Right. And like, that's the most important. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I believe I still come from a black mother. I have a black sister.
Talk about it.
Regardless of my wife,
black cousins.
I have black cousins.
Yes.
I have black brothers and sisters under the canopy of God.
Yeah.
And that's why I care for them. I will have a black daughter, black son. If I have children, they will still in the eyes of society be black. So I have to still care about these things that are pertaining to black people because of people I love.
I agree so much with that because, you know, people be like, yo, dog, you can't be pro-black and married to a white girl. You know, I've gotten that sentence multiple times. You know, you can't really be down with the brown if you ain't down with the brown.
Straight up.
You know,
Hey,
they'll say that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, okay, conscious brother, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But how can I be denying myself? I'm a black man.
Yeah.
I've had this. Ain't nothing changing about me being black.
No.
I've been black yesterday. I've been black the day before that. I was black when I was born.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm gonna be black tomorrow. I'm gonna be black 5 years from now. I ain't lightening my skin like Sammy Sosa. Like, ain't none of that happening.
Come on,
I'm
bro.
blackety black.
Yeah, straight
up. You know, I'm dark. I'm not even light skinned. I'm dark. I'm black. You can't mistake me.
Yeah, Chaco.
If the lights go off and I disappear, like, I'm black.
Come on, bro.
And so it's like when people are like, I'm pro. How can I not be?
Yeah, you don't have an option.
And like you said, my mom's black.
Yeah.
My father's black. My brother's black.
Yeah.
My cousin's black.
Yeah.
My kids will be seen as black.
Yeah.
Like, my aunt is black.
Yeah.
My grandfather.
Yeah, simple.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's
you know,
black. Yeah,
not that I don't have white people in my family because there's interracial marriage in my family, but we're still black.
Yeah, very much so.
And I'm gonna be empowering black people until the day I die.
And the thing is, I also want to hit this thing is that as black men married to white women, we don't, which we see, I'll call out in some interracial marriages, some black men feel like they have to put down black women to uplift their white wives. That is very contrary.
Yeah.
I can still uplift black women because we acknowledge that they have been oppressed, and I have black women in my lives and still love my wife.
Yeah.
Like, and they can both coincide.
Yeah.
They don't have to negate each other.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's like what we'll call those dudes cornballs.
Yeah.
You know? I get very frustrated when I see on social media this black dude married to a white woman out here dogging black women.
I hate that.
I hate it.
I mean, I've seen black dudes, and this is a condemnation against some black dudes who do marry white women.
Yeah.
Like y'all, if y'all put down our beautiful black sisters, our intelligent black sisters,
call them,
and for the excuse of saying, oh, black women are rude, or they're loud, or they have attitude, and all those other things. It's like that you. Oh, that's just so infuriating.
Because you've had the experience of people portraying that on you.
Oh yeah,
because of this one, person per se. So all that to say, man, I think these are great conversations. I mean, I'm really interested. I know we hit a lot of like because we are in the black community, so you hear a lot of like maybe these like comments, but like I could assume what it's like for maybe a white woman who's actually down for their black husbands, completely like what, because there's a lot of things that families and people of white people will say to white people married to people of color, black people, that we might not ever hear because we're in the room, and like they have to stand up for those same arenas, and so
or even like what it's like for black women who are married to white men, or like there. I mean, this topic might go on, so we might have a part 2, and we might even hear from some of our black sisters on this.
Yeah, for sure.
So
we might hit this thing, man. So man, I feel it.
I look so dumb in a jacket like that, but it looks great on you. Hey man,
all right, y'all. So we back, we back in this thing.
Family discussion.
Yeah, it's like a family reunion.
Who we introducing? Who you introducing?
Yeah.
Family discussion, y'all.
Family discussions.
So this is where we get to talk about a lot of, family discussion is a place where we, answer some of the questions from the PF fam.
Yeah, the Prophetic
Foolishness fam. It's more intimate, but we definitely want to answer you guys' questions and like talk about some of the things that you guys specifically reached out to us about. And this one is about...
We want to talk about the 4th of July.
The 4th of July, which happened a couple of weeks ago, I know. But 4th of July as a whole, and like, what does it mean? How do we celebrate? How do we feel as black men, especially in this current climate of our society, to 4th of July?
Yeah, so you want me to kick it off?
Go ahead, kick it off, bro.
So, I mean, the 4th of July, man, it's a holiday where... we have the mantra of celebrating freedom, liberty from oppression, all of that.
Independence.
Independence, the Declaration of Independence. Yeah. The Declaration of Independence, I don't know if y'all have ever read it, but it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident.
Come on, tell the boy! My boy educated!
That all men are created and endowed, they're endowed with certain unalienable rights by their creator.
Come on.
And it goes on to say some really neat things in the Declaration of Independence.
Come on.
So, the thing that I can't detach from the Declaration of Independence, freedom from oppression. Back then, it was oppression from King George, whatnot. But is the dichotomy that while they were writing that, while America was getting free, they still had slaves, and so it's like, hey, everyone was not free.
Simply,
everyone didn't experience the same kind of freedom, and so while it's a holiday, it's a partial holiday.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how my feelings towards it are right now. It's like, I mean, there could be a few things to celebrate, but it's like you can't celebrate them fully because like they weren't fully free then, and even in some ways aren't fully free now completely. So that's my thoughts.
That's really good. I think of the excerpt from Frederick Douglass when he, wrote "What is 4th of July" to like a slave or a Negro, I think was the thing. Yeah. He basically talks about what you just said, man. It's like, what is 4th of July to someone when 4th of July, the declaration of our independence as a country, was very partial to only a certain group of people, So I think it's very easy for people to see this holiday and be like, hear me, I'm still appreciating my day off work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still appreciating having the time, because I think a lot of times, especially in the black community, 4th of July is just a time that we get the grill out, we have a cookout. Yeah. It's not really... waving flags, like particularly. I'm just being like what I've seen. It's not like really like we like say the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff like that. It's just time to grill out, spend time with family.
Okay.
You know, get a rack of ribs on the thing. You know what I'm saying? But I think when you think of it, like I've really been challenging a lot of people to take the perspective of someone whose family was born into slavery, you know, or like a black person in this country, and be like, man, does this freedom feel the same? Or like, was it written for the same group of people? You know what I'm saying? And it's something to think about. I think, you know, 4th of July is a holiday that, you know, represents America's independence. But in the American people that were getting independent, it was only for white people. You know what I'm saying? So it can feel like an impartial holiday. You know?
Partial. So it's like, that's my summation on it. It's like, it's a partial holiday. You know, you can partially get happy. You can't completely be gung-ho because the truth is looming over the entire day. So
and we talked about this before. It's like we need the whole truth,
the whole truth,
the whole the whole narrative, you know what I'm saying, to be able to make a decision. And it's like, do I appreciate a lot of the liberties and freedoms we have in the United States of America? 100%, for sure. I'm not going to negate that. But do we have a long way to go to making sure that all people in this America can experience independence, freedoms that were intended for our forefathers that were white? I think we have a very long way to go. That's that, man. So I mean, like I said, man, we, you know, this is the season 3, man. We coming with a lot of heat. We coming with a lot of great topics. We're gonna continue to give you the streets what y'all want to hear, man. If you're listening to this and you rock with this episode, man, follow us on Instagram, share it on your Instagram story. We will share it back, man, and show you love. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We got all the content. If you want to watch me and Krys wild out, we're definitely on YouTube as well. Man, this is like a place that is safe, man. We want you guys to continue to have these discussions. You know, send it to your fam, send it to your friends. Let people listen to these episodes that it might jog them to start having conversations, man. These are conversation starters, and we love the people that are still rocking with us, man. So, I mean, if this is your first time, man, keep rocking with us, man. We got heat coming for you. Make sure to continue to share and grow this podcast. The Prophetic Foolishness fam is slowly growing. More people are being welcomed to the family, but we rocking, man.
Yeah, we are.
Simply, we still got heat for y'all. Like we have barely scratched the surface.
Hey, it's gonna be hot.
We have barely scratched the surface, but man, like we love you guys. Keep rocking with us. More heat coming your way this season. Stay tuned, man. My name is Osagie,
and my name is Krys,
and this is Prophetic Foolishness. Peace.
Peace out.
Hey, you got it.